वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। समस्त कल्याणी निरतं करुणावनं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। पाठाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन रचितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वां मधुसन्दधामि भगवतीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुवन्ति वैष्णवे वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ज्ञानावस्थिततत्रतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। So, the 11th chapter is what we see today. The Vishvarupa Darshan Yoga. The name of the chapter is Vishvarupa Darshan Yoga. Vibhuti Yoga we saw the glorious manifestations of Bhagavan in this whole creation. Now here in this 11th chapter, Bhagavan shows the Vishvarupa to Arjuna because he wants to see. So the first two verses of this chapter 11 are like a summary of what has happened till now. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Atha ekadashodhyayah.
Atha ekadashodhyayah.
Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna uvacha.
Madanugrahaya paramam.
Madanugrahaya paramam.
Guhyamadhyatma sandhitam.
Guhyamadhyatma sandhitam.
Yatvayoktam vachastena.
Yatvayoktam vachastena.
Mohoyam vigato mama.
Mohoyam vigato mama.
Bhavapyayo vibhutanam.
Bhavapyayo vibhutanam.
Shrutau vistarasho maya.
Shrutau vistarasho maya.
Tvatta kamalapatraksha.
Tvatta kamalapatraksha.
Mahatmyamapi chavyayam.
Mahatmyamapi chavyayam.
So he says, because of your grace on me, Madanugrahaya paramam. So paramam vachaha, guhyam vachaha, and adhyatma samhitam. So chapter 2 to 6 is adhyatma vachas, meaning about me. So chapter 2 to 6 is about the jiva, the identity of the jiva. What is the true nature of the individual? And what is the duty that the jiva has to do? And how the jiva will realize one's own nature. So first 6 chapters spoke about that. Then 7 to 9 is Guhya Vachas. The chapter also was called Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga, 9th chapter. Royal knowledge and royal secret. So that dispels the doubt about creation, its essence and the source. How did the creation happen? Who is this Lord? Who is the creator? What is the relationship of the jiva with the creation? All that. And last chapter, 10th chapter that we saw, Paramamacha, we saw the divine and eternal glories of the Lord. So he says, by your grace, You have explained all these to me. Guhyam Adhyatma Sangitam. Mohoyam Vigato Moha. My moha is gone. Moha that I am this jiva. What should I do? Should I fight? Not fight? That moha is gone. Bhavapyayavi Bhutana. And then he praises Bhagavan that you are the very beginning of the whole universe. Shuta Vishtara Shomaya. I have heard about this in great detail. Tvatta Kamala Patraksha. From you, O lotus-eyed one. Mahagunapi Chavya. And your imperishable glory. That also I have heard about. So it seems that everything that has to be known is already known by Arjuna. Now what is that which he has to know again further now? So where Bhagavan earlier saw, he spoke about this in the 9th chapter, where he says, Pashyame yoga maishwaram. You behold my yoga and my Aishwarya. So the yoga part he saw is in the 10th chapter, where he saw the Vibhuti yoga. The manifestations are one in many. Now he wants to see the Aishwarya of Bhagavan. He wants to see everything in one. One in many he saw. Now he wants to see many in one. So, cosmic form he wants to behold. This cosmic form of the Lord is the uniqueness of the Gita. Like Sthita Prajna is the uniqueness of the Gita, the cosmic form of the Lord also is the uniqueness of the Gita. And Bhagavan has shown this vishvarupa darshan to Arjuna. You see what is this vision actually? So the physical vision is what we see through the eyes. What is visible to us, the tangible universe, the objects, people, things. Through the eyes we see, and there is a limited range for that eye. So we don't see ultraviolet rays, we don't see the infrared rays. There is a range between which we can see, between which we can hear like that. So that is a physical vision. Then comes the psychic vision, where through energy, through prana, different methods are there by which the healing also happens. Different meditations are also there. And through psychic visions, one even contacts various departed souls. All that happens. That's a psychic vision. One has to develop, there are practices for it. And then one can see. Then comes the intellectual vision, where somebody has a vision, an idea. India must be like this in the next 10 years, next 20 years, or I have to achieve such and such thing in my business, or this is going to be the future of this world, so I start planning from now. Intellectual vision. Each is other than the previous. Sometimes there is an emotional vision also, where one is able to foresee. When one is tuned emotionally, then one is able to see what is going to happen to this person. So intellectual vision, emotional vision. Then comes the mystic vision. This mystic vision is where the person has purified the mind and the intellect, gone beyond the body-mind intellect identification. That person is able to know the secrets of this whole universe. So a lot of rishis, to them this knowledge was revealed like that. In quiet moments of meditation, secrets are revealed. Sometimes they are seeking a specific thing in the knowledge of truth. So this mystic vision is an intuitive vision. It is not by the mind, not by the intellect, not by the eyes. A special vision is it is, where one experiences it also. And then comes the spiritual vision, where one is established in the supreme truth that my nature is pure consciousness, everything is an appearance of that pure consciousness. So these are different types of visions. The cosmic vision comes under the mystic vision, whereas the powers of the mind have to be invoked by removing the identification with the individual mind and making it connected to the total. Then what that mind perceives is a very different range. A very limited example of that is, very limited example, is the binocular. So our eye will see only till a certain range. After that things will become very small. Perspective place, you see things very small. But then if I want to see it properly, what do? Put the binocular, adjust it, then I will see it more closely. Something similar, the power of the eye has got enhanced by the binocular, so that I see the far off object also properly. Or using that microscope. Then what is not visible to the normal eye, microscope magnifies it, I see so much more detail. So in that way, the power of this individual mind is limited. When that limitation of that mind identification is taken away, then the person sees suddenly the whole cosmic form. So now you see what happens. Gurudev gives this example that the toy maker makes, when we were children, there used to be one sweet candy fellow. He will come with one pole and the sugar candy around that. And he will pick out from that and he will make different sizes, animals, plants, birds, and he will give it to you. It's actually sugar candy, and you will just eat it. And you will have it all different. You can buy it. And at the end, when his business is over and he has to wind up and go, he takes all of that and mixes it together. So Gurudev gives that example that when he merges back all these toys on that pole where he is having that whole thing, if he has not merged it fully, properly in mixed it, you will see one bird protecting, one animal protecting, like that you see everything. So a limited example in that where Gurudev says that now Arjuna is seeing this whole creation wrapped up in one form, cosmic form. How is that possible? Right now the differences between us are there. Why? Because there is space. Space creates the difference. The boundaries, divisions are created because of space. If space is shrunk completely, no space at all. With young people we play a game. So you separate the boys and separate the girls. And then there is this one, carpet. So suppose there are 20 of them. Now you say that this carpet, all 20 of you have to stand on that carpet. So they will manage to stand. Then you make the carpet into half. You say that now there is a flood which has come and there is no place and the water has flooded everything. Now you make the carpet into half and now you have to survive on that. So these 20 people have to stand on that half carpet. Then the next round you make that half into another half, so it becomes a quarter. Now all 20 have to stand on that one quarter. So somehow they will hold on to each other and stand. And the game goes on like that. Whichever team manages to keep maximum people, they should not fall down, they should not touch the ground and they are out. Something like that. Now space is shrunk. And all the beings are seen by Arjuna in one cosmic form. So in that mystic vision, time and space both are shrunk. Past, present and future also Arjuna sees in the same form. And all the beings and things also he sees in the same form. So that way Arjuna is going to have, this is an intellectual explanation of how Arjuna is going to be able to see. how much ever we can imagine, that is our capability. But otherwise it is actually a mystic vision. Some logical reasoning we are trying to give, saying that because of space this appears vast and different from each other. If you shrink the space, everything will come into one. So, what is Arjuna's transformation? He says, my delusion has gone by your compassion. Mohoyam vigato mama. And he starts seeing Arjuna, he starts seeing Bhagavan as Krishna, as Ishvara, as the Lord, and as the master of yoga. Yogeshwara he says. Now what is his desire? So his desire is verse number 3. Evametadyathārthatvam Atmanam Parameshvara Drashtumichhami te rūpam Aishwaram Purushottama. He says, as you are in your complete glory, O Parameshwara, O Supreme Lord, I want to see you. Drashtumichhami te rūpam Aishwaram Purushottama. It is not normal form, so is anyway see. Krishna Bhagavan is standing in front of you. He said, I want to see your Aishwarya. Aishwarya means I want to see the whole thing in one form. Now he suddenly realizes, okay, I have asked for this, but am I capable of this or not? But we can ask. There is no problem in asking or desiring. You can ask anything. But we must have the ability also to accept it, understand it, digest it. So there are two words. One is arthi, other is samarthi. Arthi means one who desires. Samarthi means one who is eligible. I can desire anything. I can say, I want to study quantum physics. Okay? But am I eligible to study that? If I go and sit in the class, Stephen Hawking is saying something, what will I understand? Arthi I may be, I want to listen to him. But Samarthi I am not. So in that way I have to be both Arthi and Samarthi. Arjuna says, Bhagavan, I want to see your cosmic form. Very happily asks. Then he realizes, oh, what did I ask? He says, if you think I am capable, then you please show. That is his humility. He says, Manyase yadi tat shakyam maya drashtumiti prabhu. If you feel this is possible, that I can see this form, meaning if you feel I am eligible, Yogeshwara tato mikram darshayatmanam apyayam. Then you, O Yogeshwara, you please show me this imperishable form of yours. This cosmic form, the vision, is a very unique aspect. Because our identification from the body, mind, intellect is very strong. It just doesn't go. Cosmic vision is that in which we can realize this, that I am not this body, mind, intellect. My nature is that pure consciousness, which is the source of this whole creation. Person who sees the cosmic form is free from ignorance. So one is actually experiencing it. The identification with the totality. Otherwise, it's an intellectual understanding that all this is one, all this is divine. It's an intellectual understanding. And no doubt that has a big role to play. That intellectual clarity has a big role to play. But that is not enough. Experientially, I still feel I am a small little jiva. This form that Arjuna sees now, he actually sees his own form also inside that cosmic form. Then he realizes, what am I thinking? Where am I as that cosmic form? And what am I as one small individual? Experiencing. And at the end of this, Bhagavan even says how you and I can experience it. That's the beauty of the Gita. He says, if you do this, you can also experience cosmic form. So now, when Bhagavan has been requested, please show me the cosmic form, Bhagavan straight away. Actually, the form of the Lord is cosmic even right now, but our identification with the body, mind, intellect makes us see only differences and individuals. We don't see Bhagavan. Bhagavan straight away said, yes, Pashyamaya Partha Rupani Shatashota Sahasrasam. Oh Partha, you see my form. In hundreds and thousands, all these beings are there. Nana Vidhani Divyani, all types of divine beings are there. Nana Varna Kriti each of different color, different sizes, different shapes. This whole cosmic form you see. Not only the physical realm, even the divine realm. Pashya Adityan, Vasun, Rudran, Ashvinam, Marutas Tatha. And he said, Bahoni Adrishta Purvani, what all has not even been seen earlier, those future visions also, he says. Pashya Ascharyan Bharata. You see, oh Bharata, and such a great wonder this is. Bhagavan started showing. Meaning Bhagavan didn't even think that Arjuna is incapable. He started showing. Then he suddenly realized, and Mama Dehe Gudakesha, he says, in this one body you will see this whole form. And Bhagavan started. Then suddenly he realized, because he must have seen Arjuna's face blank. Like when we speak about Nirgun, Nirakar, Parabrahma, Paramatma, so many people's faces blank. What is this? What am I talking about? Arjuna's face must have been like that, blank. He doesn't see anything. So then Bhagavan says, Natumam Shakyase Drashtum Aneneva Swachakshusha. You cannot see me like this with your ordinary eyes. Divyam Dadami Te Chakshu. I will bless you with a divine vision. What is it, Divya Chakshu? Divya Chakshu is that for that much time, Bhagavan has removed his limitation of identification. That I am this one BMI. That identification gone. Divyam Dadami Te Chakshu. And this Divya Chakshu was given to who else? Bhagavan Vedavyasa actually offered it to Dhritarashtra. Imagine what is the compassion of Bhagavan. That Dhritarashtra, who has not seen anybody till now, blind from birth, to him Bhagavan Vedavyasa offered divine vision, saying, is sitting here, you can watch what is happening in the war and you can also know what is happening in the minds of those people there. And Dhritarashtra said, no, I don't want to see. What did he miss out? He missed out the cosmic form of power. Darshana Bhagavan he missed. Sanjay sitting there, he is seeing this cosmic form. 3 people saw cosmic form. One is Sanjay, one is Arjuna, and who is the third person? Hanuman, not Vishnu. Hanumanji is the anyway devotee of Bhagavan, one with the Lord. And he is sitting on the flag of Arjuna. 3 people, they saw Vishvarupa. Dhritarashtra missed it. So this Divya Chakshu was given to Arjuna. And Bhagavan removed his identification, limited identification, and he saw Divya Pradhamite Chakshu, Pashyame Yoga Maishwaram. Now the Divya Chakshu is like that, what we spoke, microscope, Durbin. And each one has its own power. It has its own range also. Here there is no such limitation. He is able to see past, present, future, he is able to see all the forms, everything. Meaning suddenly the boundary which was there, that boundary is gone. Just imagine if the limitation that our eyes have, that limitation goes away. How would it be? It would be good. Terrible it will be.
Yeah.
Because you cannot, the range will not be there. No, you can see everything, say big size. Terrific. So you see what happens to Arjuna also. He sees this whole form, he beholds it and it has its own spiritual impact. But at the end of it he says, this is too much, no, I can't handle this. You please come back to your normal form. Please get me back my limitation. I am not able to handle this. This is conveyed by that very beautiful story of Gangaji when she comes down. So Brahmaji tells Bhagirath that when Ganga comes down, she will destroy everything and wash out everything. Somebody must be able to withstand the force of Gangaji. So Shivji, you please ask him because he is the only one capable of that. He has a very contemplative mind and he can withstand the force of Ganga. And Bhagirath does the penance and he propitiates Shivji and then Shivji says, okay, agreed. And on the appointed day, you try to get appointments coordinated between two people. Now this person, when will you be able to come? Will you one time? Then you ask the second person, when? That person says, not this time. Again you go back to the first person. Put those two people in touch directly and you coordinate. But if Bhagirath was stuck in between, now he's coordinating between Shivji and Gangaji. And finally at the appointed day and time, Gangaji is ready, agreed to come down and Shivji is waiting there. And when she comes down with a pride, and the story. That what will this Shiva hold me? I will wash away Shivji also. And what does Shivji do? In his matted locks, whole Ganga, he just traps. Imagine if Shivji is not there. What will happen to the earth? Completely flooded. Fully destroyed. So that is this knowledge. Brahma Vidya is like that. A guru is required. A subtle mind and intellect is required. Then that is knowledge is absorbed. And a small streak of Gangaji is left out by Shivji. In that way the Guru gives a small streak by which we benefit. So here it is that Arjuna's limitation has been broken away. And suddenly Arjuna sees this whole thing. Now see the divine vision. When he sees the entire cosmos, all the beings, past, present, future, everything in one place. Not only is he seeing the physically the beings and people, but Bhagavan has given him insight and knowledge also. That how this whole process of creation, sustenance, destruction, how this entire thing is happening, and what is the true nature of Bhagavan that is unaffected by this whole process of creation, sustenance, and destruction. So he got the vision. He got the knowledge and he also got the insight. All in this divine vision, divine cosmic vision, vishvarupa darshan. So now when Bhagavan is showing him this form, you see one small glimpse is what you can see here. In the video where you see the zoom out happening, where we identify so much with our one body. You see, the earth itself is like one small little dot when we compare to the whole universe. And Arjuna is seeing many countless universes in this one form at the same time. This audio. This is to scale up, zooming out to scale. So many levels if you zoom also. That is one small glimpse of the infinite glory of Brahman. That's why in Vedanta we always say that, no? Ananta Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. This is one Brahmanda, one universe. And so many levels. Our solar system, then the galaxy, then the Andromeda galaxy, and then Milky Way galaxy, and how many? And how many such galaxies are there? In one universe. So far, 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 far. But the best part is that which is there in this whole universe is there in this individual. So when we zoom in also, the same substratum you will find. So Arjuna saw like this countless number of galaxies, everything in one place. The question is actually irrelevant at how long it was because time was not there. We cannot say that cosmic form lasted for 2.5 minutes. Because time shrunk. Time only is not there. How will we measure? Time and space, if we shrink, then only you can see everything in one. So he saw, and it's a mystic vision, where unless you don't transcend time, one can't see that mystic vision. Because one transcends the mind. Mind, as long as it is there, then there is space and time. So now in this cosmic form, what does he see? He sees individual birth and death versus mass birth and death. So if every day there are hundreds of people who are dying, all across the world, but suppose in one place some 3,000 people die, what will happen? It will be a headline soon. Imagine seeing all the people getting born and dying simultaneously at the same time. That's what Arjuna is seeing. If millions of people come together in one place and they take a dip in Kumbh Mela, the largest congregation on the earth is Kumbh Mela. Supposed to be visible even from space. Largest congregation of earth. So it will be a divine vision to see everything in one. Now Arjuna, what did he see? He sees Ihaikastam Jagat Kritsam. In one body he sees, in one form, he sees the whole universe. Pashya Adya Sacharacharam. Sentient, inert, everything. Natumam Mamadehe Gudakesha Yachanya Drashtumichasi. And whatever else you want to see, that also you will see here. So this form is not only what is existing, whatever the mind can imagine, that also Arjuna is able to see there. It's an interactive cosmic form. Bhagavan built in the interactivity that time itself. That whatever he projects, that also he will see there. And what did he see? Did he see it outside him, inside him? No, he saw himself also as a part of it. So the whole form, it is not that like we see a 2D painting. No, I am separate, that painting is separate. This is like being inside that. Like how, to a limited example, this 3D vision, when you put the 3D glasses and we see the movie, we experience in 3 dimensions. In virtual reality, we put on various sensors and everything and then feel that we are inside it and we are interacting with those elements there. Arjuna saw like that. He saw his own body, his own form in this whole cosmic universe, cosmic form. And to a certain extent, if you see in science also, they say similar thing, that 7D vector space, there is no notion of distance. Technically in science, you can go on and do some research on it, it is there. Another example for this is, we have hundreds of channels. Each channel we see separately. Imagine seeing all channels on one screen. That technology they have, that PIP, picture in picture, so while one movie you are seeing, you can see another one in a small box. One serial itself, if we see, we will get headache. Imagine seeing all of them together at one time. Wow. How chaotic it will be. And if you see all news channels at one time,
Oh my God.
Fantastic. Arjuna is seeing like that, everything in one place, and mind-boggling it is for him. So what does Arjuna see now? You see the Vishwarupa, he starts. So Sanjay is explaining to Dhritarashtra. Aneka Vatranayanam, Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam. He's seeing many mouths, many heads. Aneka Divya Bharanam, many garlands, ornaments, Divya Neko Jatayutham, many divine perfumes, many things he sees, that all these different forms are there, and there is the face of Bhagavan is everywhere. Aneka Bhakta. So it's not that he's seeing, the picture that is generally depicted. That's a painting, it's an artist's version, that in one form, huge form, then all the faces are there, all the hands are there. You see that Vishwarupa Darshan painting? When we were small and the Mahabharata serial used to come, in that it will end with that. The title credits will end with that. Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, in that the Vishwarupa Darshan will be there fully. So that's an artist's version. But again, he's imagining with the buddhi only, and one has to paint. But Arjuna is seeing all the forms, all the heads, on all the sides, meaning all the jivas, the heads of all the jivas belong to whom? So he's seeing heads, he's seeing hands, he's seeing feet, he's seeing everything put together in one. And what is the brilliance of that form? This 12th verse is very nice. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhave Yuga Padutthita Yadi Bhasadrishi Sasyat Bhasastasya Mahatmanaha. So he says it at the same time, if you see thousands of suns rising at the same time, Bhave Yugapad. So Divi Surya Sahasrasya. See, the bright midday sun to see in a tropical climate like ours, to see at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, very difficult. That brilliance of that sun, compare that to thousands of suns. He says that is the brilliance of this cosmic form. Meaning blinding brilliance, you can't see it. Anyway, the physical eyes can't see normal sun. Bhagavan has given him divine vision so that at least he is able to perceive some things. So these are the features of that cosmic form. One is the brilliance and the radiance. Second is countless beings and forms he is seeing. Third is he is seeing that there is no beginning and there is no end. Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim. Pashyami vishveshvara vishvarupa. Beginning and end is possible only for limited things. Space itself has no beginning and end. If you remove space, that eternal has to no beginning, no end. He says beginningless, endless, immeasurable. Pashyamitvam durniriksham samanta. You are all pervasive, you are immeasurable, and yet he also sees form. What form he sees? Kiritinam, Gatinam, Chakrinam cha. So this cosmic form has all types of contradictions. Birth and death also we see, form and formless also we see, beginningless, endless, and yet with beginning and end also we see. Intellect gets boggled. Because the infinite truth is beyond the pairs of opposites, beyond the limited notions of our intellect. We think only in linear ways, this or this. Reality is this and this. Birth and death, not birth or death. Darkness and light, not darkness or light. Finite and infinite, both. Change and changeless, both. We will see only either. Here it is both. So, immeasurable, yet he sees the form, and it is holistic. Good, bad, ugly, everything is there in this. Disease, old age, death, positive, negative. Entire thing is in one place. Now when he sees all this, what is the impact of that on the mind of Arjuna? Impact is very nice, he says here, 18th verse. Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam Tvamasya vishvasya param nidhanam Tvamavyaya shashvata dharma gopta Sanatanastvam purusho mato me Says Tvamaksharam, you are the supreme imperishable truth. Arjuna is beholding that forms are rising in the Lord, falling in the Lord, but Bhagavan is unaffected. Like a person who sees the ocean, he sees that waves are rising, waves are falling, but the ocean is imperishable. This Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam, you are the supreme goal of a human life. The one who has to be known, you are that pure bliss, consciousness. Paramam veditavyam. Tvamasya vishvasya param nidhanam. You are the great treasure house of this whole universe. Everything comes from you. And he is seeing it. Love comes from Bhagavan, knowledge comes from Bhagavan, wealth comes from Bhagavan. Everything is coming from the Lord. Param nidhanam. Moksha also, Vairagya also, everything. Tvamasya vishvasya param nidhanam. Meaning, whatever I want, I must tune up to the Lord and I will get it. We don't know that fact and we are seeking it from the world. Give me love, give me praise, give me knowledge, give me wealth, give me this, give me that. Arjuna says, oh, but you are the treasure house of everything. If I tune up to the Lord, I will get everything. Tvamasya vishvasya param nidhanam. Tvamavyaya shashvata dharma gupta. You are imperishable protector of the eternal dharma. This is a very nice expression. Shashvata dharma gupta. Our dharma is eternal. Sanatana dharma it is called. So many attacks have happened, but still the culture is surviving. Even today attacks are happening, still the culture is surviving. Why? Because Bhagavan is the protector. One meaning is Tvam Avyaya Shashvata Dharma Gupta. Shashvata Dharma Gupta, protector of the eternal dharma. The word Hindu dharma is, there is no such word as Hindu actually speaking. Why? Because our culture was never called Hindu culture. Our culture is always called Shashvata Dharma or Sanatana Dharma. This is Bhagavan, you are the protector of the Sanatana Dharma. And Sanatana Dharma is not just what Hindus practice. This is the universal law of the whole universe. As long as universe is there, this will remain. Gravity is Sanatana or not? As long as universe is there, gravity is there. Like that, there are universal principles which have been discovered and revealed to the rishis and they have noted it down and compiled it together. Shashvata Dharma it is called. So one meaning is Tvam Avyaya Shashvata Dharma Gupta. You are the protector of this Shashvata Dharma. What do you and I have to do then? Our role is to understand this Shashvata Dharma. Align our body, mind, intellect to the Shashvata Dharma. Because this is the Dharma of the whole universe. If I align myself to that Dharma, I will be in peace. I will know how to relate with the universe, with the Supreme Reality. And second is, I must be able to protect the Dharma also. By my own living, by my own actions, and by sharing it with people. How does the Shashvata Dharma get protected? Shashvata Dharma gets protected by living it and sharing it. This culture which has always accommodated everybody, that culture has to be protected. Shashvata Dharma has to be protected. It never rejects anybody, never condemns anybody, it doesn't say that your path is wrong, my path only is correct. No, the only culture which says that. All paths lead to the same. That culture has to be protected. So, Tvamavyaya Shashvata Dharma Gupta, Sanatanastvam, you are eternal Purushomatome, you are the most ancient. And this entire universe is enlivened by your brilliance. The next line, next verse, last line, he says, Swatejasa Vishwamidam Tapantam. So if we think that the universe is produced because of matter, sustained by matter, matter is enlivened by consciousness. Swatejasa Vishwamidam Tapantam. And what enlivens consciousness? Not something else. It is self-effulgent. Swatejasa. By its own effulgence, consciousness empowers this whole universe, enlivens this whole universe. So Arjuna is seeing, as we saw earlier, not only the vision, but he is getting the knowledge also, and he is also getting the insight that, oh, Bhagavan is this pure consciousness, who is protecting the whole world, who is enlivening this whole world by his own power. Till now I thought this is functioning on its own, the body, mind, intellect. And there is no creation, there is no creator, there is randomness here, it is just, he's seeing no, there is complete order here, there is brilliance here, there is enlivening by pure consciousness. So Arjuna gets the knowledge and he gets the insight. So here is one thing which again the scientists, this is taken from this Hubble telescope. The scientists are also trying to understand the same thing. Imagine this whole thing seeing it in one form. So using the images of this Hubble telescope, what the various scientists are trying to recreate is this, to see the cosmic form in one. So Arjuna, when he has seen this cosmic form, he is very scared now. He says, He's bewildered. See that verse number 14, he actually says that. Tatas avismaya vishtaha vishtaroma dhananjayaha pranamya shirasa devam kritanjalira bhashata. He has wonder and reverence in the beginning. He says vismaya vishtaha, he's awestruck. Vishtaroma dhananjaya, there is horripilation on his whole body. Pranamya shirasa devam, and he prostrates to that supreme form. Kritanjali, and with his hands brought together, he is surrendered. But then rises fear in his heart. Why? Because he sees something. Not only is he seeing all these glorious things, but he is also seeing death, destruction, terrible things he sees. See that verse 20, he says, Dyava prithivyo idam antaram hi vyaptam tvayekena dishascha sarvaha Drishtabhutam rupam aguram tavedam lokatrayam pravyathitam mahatman. He says all the three worlds are trembling with fear, O Lord. Why? Because you are all pervasive, and looking at your cosmic form, where we see death, destruction, everything, one is trembling there. And not only is he saying that the worlds are trembling, he says that amihitvam surasangha vishanti. In groups, the beings are entering into you as though kechit bhitaha, they are very scared. Pranjayo vridanti, and they are holding their hands together. Swasti yuktva maharshi siddha sangha. Then there are other great masters, maharshis, who are detached. They are singing your glory. They are not scared. Even death doesn't make them afraid. Stuvanti tvam stutipit pushkalabhi. They are praising you. So on one hand are people who are very attached to various things. They are very terrified. They are scared because everything is changing. Death is happening all the time. And then there are great rishis. There are detached people who are happily embracing it and who are singing your glory. That, I'm born from you, I stay in you, and I come back to you. So that way both types of people are there. And then he sees actually death. People dying in front of him, and terrible analogies he sees this. So what does he say here? In 24th verse, let us read. Navaspesham dittamane kavarnam 23rd verse, not 24th. Rupam mahatte bahuvaktra netram Mahabaho bahu rupadam Bahudaram bahudan shrakaralam Drishtva loka pravyathitas tathaham. So he says, Rupa Mahate Bahuvaktra Netram, your manifest form, this cosmic form, so magnanimous, mighty it is, with so many heads and eyes and all that. Mahabahu, Bahubahu Rupadam, many hands, many legs, all this I am seeing. Bahudaram, huge belly you have. Bahudanshtra Karalam, and you have huge teeth, which are consuming the beings as well. And they are going into your belly. Drishtva loka pravyathitas tathaham. The whole universe, so many people are getting so scared of this. And even I am scared, O Lord. Not that, okay, universe is scared, but I am fearless. No, I am also scared. This form of yours where everything is entering into you is very terrible. And he says here that, Navasprasham Deeptam Anekvarnam. So mighty is your form, all pervasive in the sky, with different colors, different brilliance. You have large, fiery eyes, Deeptam Vishala Netram, Drishtva Hitvam Pravyathitantaratma. And I am very terrified at heart when I see this Ugra form of yours. Dhritinna Vindami Shamam Cha Vishnu. I cannot be at peace, I don't find any courage, I am very scared, O Lord. And what am I seeing? I am seeing Pralaya also. He is saying, Danshra Karalani Chite Mukhani. In your, between the teeth, You know how we chew and eat. He's seeing the beings being chewed by Bhagavan in this cosmic form. And some of the beings are stuck between his teeth and all that, like how our food gets stuck. Like there some beings are getting stuck there. He's seeing all this. Danshtakarani chate mukhani. Drishtva kalanala sannibhani. Dishona jane labeta sharma. Prasida devesha jagannivasa. Oh Lord of the universe, please come back to normal form. This is very terrifying. You can't see this much of death and destruction. And I am seeing you, from you the beings are born and you are only eating them up. So Bhagavan says that, and he is seeing all the children of Dhritarashtra, Drona, Bhishma, all of them also. First he saw the general beings and jivas. Now he is seeing specifically. Amichatvam Dhritarashtra se putraha. All the 100 children of Dhritarashtra gone inside. Sarve sahaivanala pala sanghahi. With all their warriors, chieftains, everybody. Bhishmam cha Dronam cha Suta Putras tathasa. Bhishma, Drona, Karna, all of them. Sahasmadiyayrapi. Not only them, Asmad also, our people also, Pandavas also gone. He says Kauravas also dead, Pandavas also dead. And all the army of Pandavas, everyone. Yodha Mukhyaji. And some of them are sticking in the gap between the teeth. Their heads are crushed into powder. Danshtakarani bhayanakhani. Kechit vilagna dashanantareshu sangrashyante churnitaihi uttamangvihi. Their, 6-pack bodies, 8-pack bodies are just become churna, finished. Death will complete it out in just 1 second. So now Arjuna has seen all this. Imagine being standing there in place of Arjuna and seeing all this happening. People whom we are attached to, we seeing them dying. People whom we hate, we are seeing them also dying. All the beings, actually the samsara is, the word Jagat. Acronym of Jagat is Jayate and Gachati. Born, dead. Born, dead. Born, dead. Every second that is happening. Ta is Tishtati Iva, as though it stays in between. Because of the illusion of time, we see birth, growth, decay and death, like this. But if time is shrunk, what we will see? Birth, death, birth, death, birth, death. Like if a movie, in fast forward, if you drag that movie bar, you just drag it, everything will happen over. In 2 minutes you can finish the movie. In that way Arjuna is saying, inka birth death ho gaya, inka birth death ho gaya. Because the life is so, 100 years of life is what in a cosmic form? Nothing. So he just saw, abhi to paida wo mar gaya, gone. So Arjuna was so bewildered, okay, what is this happening in this form? And in that state also he is giving analogies, that how is he seeing people going into this? Says Yatha Nadinam Bahavamu Vegaha Samudra Mevavi Mukha Pravanti. So many rivers, how they enter into the ocean. Tatha Tavami Naraloka Vida. These great men of this earth, they are also entering into you. Vishanti Vaktrani Abhivit Jvalanti. In your flaming mouth, they are just entering like the rivers empty themselves into the ocean. They lose their individual existence. They become one with the ocean. In that same way, all these beings are entering into you and they are dead. Second analogy is Yatha Pradiptam Jvalanam Patanga. Like the moth goes into the fire and destroys itself. He says, like this, beings are entering into your mouth. Nerishyase Grasamana Samanta. And not only they are entering, Bhagavan is enjoying it also. When we eat, try eating sambar rice, rasam rice on a banana leaf. Those who are not used to it cannot handle it. You eat like that and sometimes this will fall. And you think, that is called lady. So So as these beings are entering, some of them they are also falling from the hands of Bhagavan, Bhagavan licking them up and eating them. He says, Vedi Grasamana Samanta. Lokan Samagran Vadanai Jwaladhi. Not only human beings, not only the beings, worlds are entering into like that and you are just consuming them, devouring them. Tejo Virapurya Jagat Samaksham. Bhasas Tavogra Pratapanti Vishnu. Your fierce rays filling this whole world with radiance, this entire universe is burning. This is the Ugra Rupa Bhagavan as time. So he says, Oh Lord, please tell me who are you? This form I've never seen. I have always seen your peaceful form, nice form, playing the flute, playing with the gopis, all that. Now what is this form of yours? I am not able to understand this. So he says here that Akhyahime ko bhavan Ugra Rupa. What is this Ugra Rupa of yours? Please tell me. Namostute Devara Prasida. Please, I surrender, I salute to you. Vijñātu Vichhami Bhavantam Adya. I want to know who are you truly. Nahi prajanami tava pravritim. I don't know what is your purpose. How many people are jivas are born, they are dying, they are born, they are dying. What is the purpose? I am not able to understand. Now comes the two most beautiful verses of this 11th chapter. Bhagavan answers here, 32nd and 33rd verse. Kalosmi lokakshaya krit pravriddhaha lokan samahartumiha pravriddhaha te pitvam na bhavishyanti sarve Gevasthita pratyanikeshu yodhaha. He says, I am Kala, I am the time. Lokakshayakrit pravidha, I am engaged in destroying the world. See, the definition of time in Vedanta is destroyer of the world. Another place Shankaracharya writes that Kalo Jagat Bhakshakaha. Time is the one which devours the world. Because in time, things will just perish. Suppose you keep an apple, you just leave it. What will happen? It will rot. It will just become waste. No, but that is only the rotting part you are seeing. You are not seeing in time it got created also. In time it got created, but that creation also is the destruction of previous element, previous state. No? The seed got destroyed, became the plant got destroyed, became the tree, then from the tree came the fruit, and the fruit, each stage there is a destruction happening. So the definition of time, one of the definitions of time is that which eats up the world. Time eats up us also. What will happen to us? If we do nothing also, what will happen to us? We will become old. And we will just die. Time just consumes. So it says, I am that time. Kalos vilokakshayakrit pravritta. Lokan samahartu miha pravritta. And I am engaged in destroying the worlds as time. Bhagavan is timeless also, at the same time he is the time also. Rite pitvam na bhavishyanti sarve. And he tells Arjuna one straight fact. Even without you, these people are not going to be there. So what we should do? Ye vastita pratyanikeshu yodha. All these people who have assembled in this war, if you think that without you they will escape, that if you say I will not fight, then Bhishma, Drona, everybody will be saved. He says no. Their karma is getting them this. So Arjuna actually sees the law of karma happening. That Bhagavan is giving results according to karma and these people are experiencing the results. You see this verse, Kalosmi lokakshayakrit pravriddha. When the first nuclear blast happened, when they tested nuclear atom bomb, first one, Robert Oppenheimer, he recalled this verse of the Gita. He said, the brilliance that I saw there reminds me of the verse in this Bhagavad Gita. You see the video.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In the dead silence of the morning, at 5:29:45 Mountain War time, the Jornada del Muerto was bathed in an intense flash of a light that man had only seen from the stars.
The world will not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that one way or another.
There's a small clip from that, but his whole interview is there on this. First nuclear blast when it happened. And he also recollects that earlier words, Devi Surya Sahasrasya. It says the billions of thousand suns, it is like that. That first nuclear blast when he says that flash was so powerful. So that way, Bhagavan is that. So now what is the result of this? Bhagavan tells Arjuna that even without you, these people won't be there. Hence Arjuna, just be an instrument. Tasmat tvamuttishta yasho labhasva jitva shatrun bhungshva rajyam samriddham mayaivaite nihata purvameva nimittamatram bhava savyasachin. He says, Tasmat tvam uttishta yashola bhasva. Arjuna, you get up from the state of despondency, you get up and you fight. And you will win the war, because he's seen, Arjuna has already seen in the cosmic form that Pandavas have won the war. So Bhagavan already showed to him the result, declared. Match fixing, this is called. First example of match fixing. Bhagavan has already fixed it. He saw, hey, you are going to win. Tasmat tvamuttishta yashola bhasva. Meaning, I am the Karta, you are only going to enjoy the result. Why are you worried? Bhishma will die, Drona will die, you will become the destroyer of them. He said, I am the destroyer, I am Kala, I am doing everything. You just get the result. How nice it is. Somebody else is the doer and I get the result. One says, Jitva Shatrun, win the enemies, and Bhumshvarajyam Samriddham, and enjoy this whole kingdom. Maya eva nihata purvam eva. I have killed all of them before only. You are only a puppet, just doing the formality. It's finished already long back. By what? By their own karma. Kala and karma, they go together. So, based on their karma, they are getting this result. They are going to be destroyed. You don't bother about this. You are only an instrument, and without you also this will happen. So, might as well be an instrument. Nimitta matram bhava. Matra is just be. So, just be an instrument, Arjuna. This line we should remember all the time. We are not indispensable at all. Even without us, the world will go on. Nothing will happen. It will go on better actually. Some people feel like that. If I go to 7 days camp, what will happen to my children? They will be very happy. Go. we only feel अरे मेरे बिना क्या होगा, मेरे बिना क्या होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा. Everything will happen so properly and nicely. The whole cosmos is going on. No, if they will struggle, let them struggle. But better than me having that doership in me, that I am doing. Bhagavan destroyed this whole doership of Arjuna, saying, you are just an instrument, you are not the karta. Simply taking up all the burden of doership on my head and then worrying what will happen. It says, Nimitta Matram Bhava Sabya Sachi. This verse is one of the most important verses of the Geeta, and the last line of this shloka we should keep remembering. Nimitta Matram Bhava Sabya Sachi. Sabya Sachi means ambidextrous person, because Arjuna could shoot equally well with his left hand also. See the word also for Arjuna. You may be ambidextrous Arjuna, but who is the karta? Bhagavan. You don't think that because you are ambidextrous you are so great. The karta is Bhagavan. All the kshamta came to you from Bhagavan. He says just be humble and know that everything is happening by His will. I live in that surrender. And if I can't live in that complete surrender, understand that my purushartha also comes from Bhagavan only. I have to make a choice, I make the choice, but know that the choice is also being destined by Bhagavan. Highest level. But to live at that level is difficult. So we say at purushartha level we do our best. So he says, don't be distressed. Oh Arjuna, don't be distressed. Maya matastvam jahimam yatishtha. You just vajetasi rane sapatna. You just fight and conquer these enemies. Now this we have to understand more clearly. So there are these 4 levels.
Does Sanjay convey all this to Dhritarashtra that is going to die?
Yeah, Sanjay conveys everything. That's the beauty of this. Sanjay has conveyed the whole thing to Dhritarashtra that your children are all destroyed and everything is finished. They have won the war. And deep down in the heart of Dhritarashtra, he knows that his children are going to die. Because he's on the side of Adharma. He knows it. That's one of the reasons why he doesn't want to get the Divya Drishti, because he is terrified, because he knows they are going to die. That also shows how powerful the attachment and Maya is, that he couldn't change. When Sanjay has conveyed everything to him, Dhritarashtra could have stopped the war. Can't. That's the power of karma and the vasanas. He couldn't just change it. And the cosmic plan, though, he also is an instrument. So Bhagavan doesn't actually hate Dhritarashtra or anything. You know, Akhandanandaji Maharaj said a very, very nice thing actually, but very powerful and deep he said. He said the war actually was not between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. It was between Dhritarashtra and Krishna. And both of them have not even fought. But actually the war is happening between Dhritarashtra and Krishna. Why? Because it's a war between Adharma and Dharma. These people are the instruments. Pandavas, Kauravas, all the other kings and soldiers, everybody is instrument. Happily Dhritarashtra is sitting up there and Krishna is sitting. At least Krishna is in the battle. Dhritarashtra is not even in the battle. So it is like that. He knew everything. Sanjay has conveyed the entire thing to Dhritarashtra. Yeah, of course, before the war finished, no, before the war started. So there are 2 versions. Some people say that Geeta was given on the 10th day after Bhishma fell. Till Bhishma was fighting Dhritarashtra, I had no problem, because he knows that Bhishma cannot be killed by anybody. So my children are safe. But inside he knows, the moment Dhritarashtra was told that Bhishma has now fallen, then he asked Arjuna, Sanjay, what happened? Then the Geeta comes out. So even then he has already told that all these people have been killed. Your children are gone. But he can't change. So the levels we have to understand very clearly. The tamasic level, when we are at tamasic level, everything has to be told to us in terms of ambition, that come on, it's your life, you have to wake up, you have to achieve goals, don't waste your life, you have tremendous potential. So you create your destiny. So the example for that is the boat and the motor. There is a motor in that boat. If the boat is flowing down at the rate of, let us say, 10 kilometers per hour, downstream it is going. The speed of the river is how much? 10 kilometers per hour. Speed is 10 kilometers of the river, boat is flowing down at 10 kilometers. Now if the motor is fixed in the boat and the speed of the motor is, let us say, 10 kilometers, will the boat move? The boat will not move, it will stay still. If the speed becomes 14 kilometers per hour and the boat has to go upstream, then the speed of the boat will be what? 4 kilometers. So when the mind is in tamasic state, we have to put purushartha, we have to go against the flow and put effort and rise up, get out of that deep inertia. When we come to rajasic state, we say that yes, we have freedom to act, but on the results we have no control. So accept the results as they come. We have freedom, but we have limited freedom. So the example for that is, a cow is tied by a long rope to a tree. The cow is free or not? The cow can move about. But to what extent cow can move about? Only to the extent it has the length of the rope. So the circumference inside that area it can go anywhere. So we have limited freedom. To act we have the choice, freedom. How to think, what to think, we have freedom. How to respond, we have freedom. But once we finish the action, there is no control on the result. So whatever result comes, learn to accept it with prasada buddhi. When I live like that, I come to the third level where I understand that my capacity to act, my ability to think, all this also has come from Bhagavan. And in the cosmic plan, I am playing one small part. Here what is important is surrender and remembrance of the Lord all the time. This is not a state of complacency saying I will not do what I have to do. Bhagavan is telling Arjuna that you fight the war, but be an instrument and do it. A lot of people say everything is predetermined, why should I do anything? That is the wrong understanding of predetermination. If everything is predetermined, that is why you have to do your role. But with the attitude that Bhagavan is the Karta. That's the difference. And if that question comes to us, if everything is predetermined and why should I act, that means I am not at the sattvic level at all. Might as well do the purushartha. So the example for that is the movie and the director. The entire movie is predetermined or not. The director knows what he wants to achieve. He has told the script writer, write the script, write the dialogues, and every actor has to do that part. If the actor misses a dialogue or changes the dialogue, what will the director say? Cut. Retake. But when you and I are seeing the movie, what are we seeing? Actor is making choice. The actor is not making any choice. Who is making the choice? Director is making the choice through the actor. The movie is going on in life. Bhagavan is the director. We are the actors. To one actor, Gurudev gave an autograph. The autograph he gave is because he was traveling with Gurudev. He had a nice conversation, and while he was going, he wanted Gurudev's autograph. So Gurudev gave an autograph saying, while acting, think it is real. In real life, act well. Very powerful. Very nice it is. While acting, think it is real. Because he is an actor, he has to think it is real and he has to give the best performance as an actor. And he says, in real life, act well. You know that this is also a role only you are playing. That God is the supreme director, you are an actor, play the role. Act well. Don't take it to heart. So these are three levels. And when I come to the predetermination level, then I drop all diversion. whatever is happening, it will happen by God's grace. So I am not the karta. Work happens through me, not by me. So it will never lead me to complacency. It is our fear that we think that predetermination will lead to complacency. See, the thing is, we will not know what is going to happen. So our choice is also predetermined. I should only think that much. If you are coming here to Gita class, you have a choice to think that you are coming by your effort. Or you have the choice to think that my choice of coming here also is Bhagwan's grace only. It's our choice. How we take it. Now if I take it in egoistic way, is that not predetermined? Yes, that is also predetermined. But we don't know what is predetermined. So keep making the best choice. And when I live like that, then what happens? I go beyond the gunas. Gunatita I will become. Established in know beyond fate and free will. That whole question of fate and free will doesn't arise only. In that state, there is no question. And so everything is predetermined by the higher intelligence. There is no choice. But at which level? At sattvic level. Am I at sattvic level all the time? No. And suppose you say, how can there be Swamiji? How can there be no choice? That is our ego talking, nothing else. The fact is there is no choice. But we live more at the level of the body identification. So Vedanta also says, no, your present is the product of your own past karma. So your future will be the product of your present karma. So make the best choice. No doubt that is the best thing to do at this stage of evolution. But having made the best choice, understand that this choice was predetermined. Don't take the guilt of making a choice and don't take the excitement of making the right choice. Either. If I did something which gave me wonderful result, Bhagwan's will. If I did something which gave me some difficult result, that also is Bhagwan's will. Doership has to go. Then the mind is relaxed completely. That's the purpose of this. Nimitta matram bhava savya sacha. Action doesn't have to stop. Doership has to go. Action has to continue. That's the beauty of this predetermination. Only in one place in the Gita Bhagavan says this. Please remember. The whole Gita Bhagavan otherwise gives him logic saying, get up, fight, do your duty, do this, do that, make the best choice. But at some point one has to tell, now enough of this stress, please understand I am the Karta. Not everybody is ready to understand that. So at one place he hints, saying, Nimitta matram bhava. He doesn't keep saying this again and again because people won't understand. Then they will just become lazy. So in one place only he says, Nimitta matram bhava savya sacham. So whether I accept it or not, level number 3 of predetermination and level number 4, which is beyond fate and free will, that alone is the truth. Waker is the truth. Dream world entire is an illusion only. What do I have to do? With my effort, lift myself from tamasic level to rajasic level and come to sattvic level. That is my sadhana. When I come to sattvic level and go beyond, then I realize, oh, this was what was there all the time. Arjuna suddenly realized that before also, whatever has happened by God's grace only. Bhagavan only has made everything happen. So why should I have dvesha for Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra? Because they are also instruments. But I have to do my duty as per karma. So I will have to kill Duryodhana, I will kill. But I will not take the burden of this doership. And whatever is the karmic consequence of that, that also I will face. Yudhishthira spoke a half lie, a half truth he spoke. He went to hell for it. So as per karma, the Lord gave the result. There is no partiality here. So at the level of choice, karma functions. And at the level of predetermination, this entire thing is karta and bhokta, both is Bhagavan only. Now the choice I have is this. Should I live as an ego with the karta bhav and bhokta bhav, or should I live free from kartritva and bhoktritva and still do the action? Will anybody going in a train carry the luggage on their head? If somebody is carrying the luggage on their head, is it foolish or not? saying, no, I am being carried by the train, but luggage is being carried by foolish people. It's like that what we are doing. Bhagavan is taking care of me, this whole universe. But Karta is me in terms of my life, that burden I have on my head. How? Bhagavan is saying, Nimitta Matram Bhava. I am only a Nimitta, that's all. You are a Nimitta. Everybody is a Nimitta. So this verse number 33, very, very important. So all is as it should be. Bhagavan tells Arjuna, oh Arjuna, Arjuna accepts and tells Bhagavan that Bhagavan, now I understand. Everything is as it should be. Sthane Rishikesha. There is nothing which is wrong. If Dhritarashtra is doing so much of adharma, it is as it is supposed to be. In a movie, if the villain is capturing the heroine, it is supposed to be like that. If there is a sad ending for the movie, it is supposed to be like that. We feel. But the director wanted it like that only. Only thing is we don't know. It's a suspense till the end of the movie. Same way we don't know what is next going to happen. And Arjuna also, luckily, when he comes back, Bhagavan comes back to normal form. Arjuna also makes, Bhagavan also makes him identify with the body because the Chakshu effect is gone. So then he starts functioning as Arjuna. He doesn't know what is going to happen now. Like today, Ram Navami, no? When Bhagavan Ram was born, Kausalya-ji, see, Bhagavan Ram is born with all the ayush. The divine baby is born with all. Is one exception to Khali Haath aayenge, Khali Haath jayenge. He was born with the, the bow and the arrow and the everything. With ayush and everything, chinna and everything is born. So Kaushalya ji says that, please Bhagavan, you come into a baby form, Kije Sishu Leela. Please you do Shishu Leela and you make me forget that you are Bhagavan because I want to experience what is motherhood. If I constantly remember you are Bhagavan, then I can't. How do I treat my child who I know is already Bhagavan? Vatsalya will not happen. Then there will be an awe of Bhagavan is here. I want to be able to give you one jamat when you are not behaving properly. If I say Bhagavan is standing now, sorry. So he says, you please do this. You remove this knowledge that you are Bhagavan, veil this now. So Arjuna also says, you Bhagavan, you please veil this thing. Come back to normal form. So he says, Sthane Rishikesh, all is as it is supposed to be. We'll take 5 more minutes. We'll complete this chapter. So when Arjuna has seen all this, now he goes on saluting. Suddenly he realizes that this is Bhagavan doing everything. So he doesn't know what to do. So he prostrates in the front, he turns on the side, prostrates there, turns behind, prostrates there, everywhere because all always feel Bhagavan only. So this 39th verse you see there, Namo Namaste tu Sahasra Kritva. You are the doer of all the actions. So I am doing salutations to you. Punascha Bhuyopi Namo Namaste. Again and again I salute you. Nama Purastadata Prishtataste. Front also I do pranam, back also I do pranam. Everywhere he is turning, wherever he is turning, he is seeing Bhagavan he is doing namaskar to Bhagavan. And then he says that Sarvam Samapnoshi Tatosi Sarva. You are all pervading, you are everywhere. So, oh Lord, I salute you. Now he suddenly asks forgiveness because he realized, this is Bhagavan. And this Bhagavan, I said, hey Krishna, come here. I told him anything, just as a friend, gave him one pat also, and behaved just like that with him, used any kinds of words, and he is Bhagavan, I didn't know all that so far. So now he asks forgiveness. He says that, Sakheti Matva Prasabam Yaduktam, very casually I would have said anything to you, thinking you are my friend. Hey Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Sakha. I called you by name, I called you by anything, any attitude. Ajanata Mahimanam Tavedam. I didn't know what is your glory. Maya Pramada Pranayana Vapi. Out of some Pramada, ignorance, I have called you at it somehow. So, please don't hold that against me. Suppose you are going for an interview and you meet somebody on the way in the office and you think that there is some subordinate and you ask him, hey, where is the boss? And he says, please go up, second floor, take your right, in that office he will be sitting. Then okay, and you go. And up when you go for interview, who is sitting there? That person is sitting there. What will happen to us? Arjuna is like that. Suddenly he realizes, Bhagavan is there. My God, I treated him like an ordinary person. He says, please, please, please forgive me. And don't hold it against me. He says, Takshamaye Tvamaham Aprameyam. Yachavasahātam am asatkritosi. I may have called you names, I would have called you casually at the meals time, for the fun, at the play, any time. I have treated you very casually, please forgive me. And how should you forgive me? So he gives three analogies. He says here, Pitasi lokasya characharasya. You are the father of this whole universe, moving and non-moving. Tvamasya pujyasya guru garirya. You are also the guru of the whole universe. Father and guru, both of them appear to be very strict and disciplinarian, but they have a lot of compassion. So he says, just as a father forgives the son, piteva putrasya sakheva sakhyu. How a father will just forgive the son, or how a friend will accommodate a beloved friend, and priya priyaya hasi, and how a lover will accommodate the beloved. In that way, please have that bhav towards me. Accommodate me. I am so sorry I treated you like this, but I am very delighted, I am very thankful that you showed me this form out of your compassion and grace. So 46 he says, Kiritinam Gadinam Chakra, 50. Adrishta Purvam Hishtosmi Drishtva. I have been very, very delighted to see this form which has never been seen before like this. I have also been scared. Bhayena cha. Tlavyachitam manome. My mind has been terrified also. Tadeva me darshaya deva rupam prasida devesha jagannivasa. But now, please show me your previous form. Meaning, come back to your normal form as Krishna. So now Bhagavan finally comes back to that form and he tells Arjuna that Mate Vyatha Macha Vimura Bhava. Oh Arjuna, don't be scared, don't be deluded, don't be bewildered. Drishtva Rupam Ghoram Idam Mamedam. Seeing this terrible form of mine, don't be so scared. Yapeta Bhi, drop all fear. Pritamana, become, have love in your heart. Punasvam tadeva me rupam idam prapashya. And he says, now see my normal form. And Bhagavan came back to normal form. And Arjuna says, thank you. Drishtvedam manusham rupam tava saumyam janardana. Now I see you as a human being. So from that cosmic form, now Bhagavan has again come back to normal human form. Idanim asmi samritta sacheta prakritim gata. Now I am composed and I have come back to my senses. So this whole thing is written in a nice poem in the course material that you have. It's beautifully written there that all is as it should be. The great no wonder salute thee. Again and again I prostrate to thee. For all my mistakes do forgive me. You are the one and only for the world and me. Your auspicious form now I wish to see. This can be used in our prayer, in our meditation. And we pray to the Lord saying, all is as should be, as it should be. Every day, if I remember this, my mind will be able to get out of the sense of the worship. That all is as it should be. The great no wonder salute thee. Again and again I prostrate to thee. For all my mistakes do forgive me. You are the only one and only for the world and me. Your auspicious form now I wish to see. So there's a desire from the devotee also that Bhagavan, please show me your form. There is forgiveness, there is acceptance that all is as should be. A very beautiful poem which can be used in our prayer. So now how to have this vision? Bhagavan concludes this chapter by saying that this form is a very rare form cosmic form. Even Devtas and great rishis have not seen this form. But if you want to see this form, he says, in this 53rd verse, he says, Naham vedena tapasa nadanena chejaya. Neither by just going on studying the Vedas, nor by severe austerities, nor by doing lots of charity, nor by doing lots of rituals can this form be seen. How can this form be seen? Bhaktya tu ananyaya shakya aham evam vidhojuna. You can see this form only with ananya bhakti, with single pointed devotion. That Bhagavan alone is supreme, nothing else is greater than the Lord. With that single pointed devotion, jnatum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha parantapa. One can see this in reality and one can know the essence of this form, jnatum drashtum tattvena praveshtum, and one can become one with the Supreme God also. So Ananya Bhakti is the key. And that Ananya Bhakti is what he elaborates in 5 points. Last verse of this we will chant. Again, this is a very, very important verse of the Gita. Matkar makrid mat paramaha mat bhakta sangha varjitaha nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yas samameti pandava. So this is a 5-star verse. 5 points he says. Mat karma krit. Whoever does actions dedicated to me. Mat parama. Whoever feels that Bhagavan is the supreme. Mat bhakta. Whoever loves the Lord wholeheartedly. So bodily level actions, mind level love for the Lord, intellect level goal of life is Bhagavan. These 3 are positive pointers. But 2 are what we should not do. It says Nirvaya Sangha Varjita. Sangha Varjita is free from attachment, meaning don't entertain any attachment, because whatever I have attachment towards, I will keep thinking about that more and more. I will not think of Bhagavan. It says free from attachment, Sangha Varjita, and Nirvaira Sarva Bhuteshu. Don't have enmity against any being. This is our culture. Even in a Bhakta Lakshana, Bhagavan gives this as the first quality. Adveshta Sarva Bhutana. One who has no dvesha towards any being. That is true dharma. That is why this is called Shashvata Dharma. Because love is the heart of our culture. All the beings, one loves all of them. Because they all are appearances of Bhagavan. If somebody says that you are not following my religion, so you are undivine, you are deserving to be killed or converted. Our culture says very clearly, all beings are manifestation of Bhagavan, whatever they are. Whichever name, form, color, caste, gender, creed, doesn't matter. Everything is appearance of Bhagavan. So he says, Nirvaira Sarva Bhuteshu. Whoever has these 5 qualities, Yaha Samameti Pandava, that person will become one with me. It's a very, very powerful, beautiful verse. He becomes one with the Lord. So these 5 qualities we can cultivate. Every action that I do, I can say Narayanayati Samarpayami. Every day spend some time in doing meditation and japa, chant the name of the Lord, love the Lord. And with the buddhi know that Bhagavan alone is the goal of life. Everything else is the goal in life. Drop any attachments and hate nobody. If I cannot be loving to everybody, at least don't hate anybody. Bhagavan didn't say go on loving everybody. Very practical Bhagavan also is. He says at least you can't love everybody, at least don't hate them. Maybe you keep distance. Don't hate them, don't have dvesha. Nirvaira Sarva Bhuteshu. Yaha Samamiti. That person will come to me. So this ends our 11th chapter, Cosmic Form. Today there is Sundarkand Parayan which is happening at Chinmaya Sagar and Churchway. Those of you who like from here can go and join them and see over. Om Purnamidam Purnam Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम श्री गुरु